He then linked up with my friend. They bought a hotel and they started selling the mentally challenged woman's body for money. Hey guys, it's your girl Voodoo Child, and this video is not going to be like my other story times. It's kind of a serious topic, so I'm not going to have like my goofy pictures and stuff like I usually do, only because this is, like I said, a serious topic. Also, this is an ongoing case because this did happen recently, so I kind of can't disclose any real government names, and I will be showing the mugshots, but I'm gonna have to blur out the faces. And I'm also going to be showing the news report, and I'm going to blur out their names. So I'm just going to hop right into it. Just a little background story. Now, mind you, this is not my current best friend because I would have totally advised her to not do this. She was my best friend at one point when I had moved to Florida, back in my other story time video with my paranormal experience, if you guys want to check that out. That was like my third apartment living in Florida, and when I met this girl, this was the second apartment I lived in. We were about like 9 years old or so when we met. We were really cool friends. I was so close to her family that every single day after school I would go to her house because her family wasn't comfortable with me being alone after school. So I was at her house every single day. So we were pretty close. Like literally, we rode the bus together, we hung out after school, we went to the mall and stuff. Like we were really close. One day her parents decided to move. They were tired of living in an apartment complex and they wanted to get a house. They had moved to a whole different side of town. I live in Jacksonville. I don't know if I mentioned that. I'm pretty sure I did. That is the biggest city geographically in the United States. No bullshit. She lived on the completely different side of town that I did, and it was far, so we didn't really see each other as much. Like if we did see each other, like our parents would have to drive us or whatever, and that was really rare because neither of our parents, like both of our parents worked, so it was just like they weren't just gonna like willy-nilly just drive us. We used to just hang out like every other weekend or so, every other weekend. When she moved to that side of town, like I noticed she had changed a little bit. Like when I would come over, the type of things that we would talk about and stuff were very boy related. Now at this time we're about like, I want to say like 12, 13-ish. We had to have been 13 because like me and her were so close that when I got my first girl moments, my womanhood moments, I was so nervous to tell my mom that I called her. She told her mom, and then her mom told my mom, and then my mom talked to me. Like we were that close. So yeah, this was around, we were like 13 or so. And I know that's normal for like 13, 12-year-olds to like talk about boys and stuff like that, but like she was talking about things that I didn't even do until maybe I was like 17, 18 years old. Like, cause I was a pretty late bloomer. I didn't start thinking about the until later on. Like I thought about it, but I didn't do it. She was doing it. She would just always talk to me about boys and ask me if I wanted to sneak out with this boy, and I would always say no because like I was scared. Like I'm like, girl, I am not about that life. You are definitely about that life, and I am not. So yeah, no thank you. She was just very boy crazy, and then like I guess when she noticed, sorry, I'm not like picking a booger, my septum is like fucked up. She noticed like I really wasn't like boy crazy like that, I guess, and we lost interest. We just stopped chilling because she was telling me how she was like smashing dudes at the playground and shit, and like, yeah, girl, bye. No, I wasn't trying to do that. So we drifted apart, whatever. Every now and then she would hit me up on Facebook, you know, just trying to keep in contact. Like she's like, hey, how are you? And I'd be like, hi, how have you been? Like, you know, casual stuff you do to somebody you haven't seen in a long time but you're still on good terms with. One day, my friend Kiera, I'm gonna say her real name because, you know, I'm still cool with her to this day. Like, fuck it, like go to her house all the time. Kiera was like our third amigo, like, and then over time me and Kiera became two amigos and kind of left her out because she was trying to fuck everything. So we were just, it was just us, and then plus we still lived on the same side of town at the time. Kiera knew this girl just as much as I did. So one night I'm chilling in bed. I had work in the morning, so like I was in bed fairly early, and I got a call from Kiera. So I saw my phone ring and I'm like, damn, I'm kind of asleep. Like I just showered, I'm laying down, I got work tomorrow. Like I'll text her in the morning, whatever. So I just let it go to voicemail. Then she calls again and I'm just like, that's not like Kiera, but she'll text me if it's urgent. Sure enough, she texts me. She texts me and she was just like, girl, look at this. And she sent me a picture of the mugshot, which I'm about to post down there. Yeah, that's what she sent me. I saw that, I was just like, what the fuck? Because like, she just was not that type of girl. Like, she was not the type of girl to get into any trouble or anything like that. So when I read into what she did, I was fucking shocked. Basically what happened is she had been associating with this guy, and this is just my theory because like I said, they have not went to trial, no one's been found guilty or anything, like no one's even posted bond because that shit is so fucking high. So this is just my opinion mixed with the interview. If you want to read the actual whatever, you can link it, I'll link it down below. So yeah, basically she got involved with this boy, and the boy was somebody apparently that a lot of her close friends on that side of town and stuff were telling her to stay away from, but she just kept talking to him. And this goes back to the whole boy crazy shit. This mentally challenged woman, a grown woman who had the mental capacity of a 7-year-old, I believe, was talking to this man on Facebook. So the man on Facebook met up with her after her special ed classes and he kidnapped her. The boy that my friend was talking to bought the girl from the kidnapper. He then linked up with my friend. They bought a hotel and they started selling the mentally challenged woman's body for money. So when the woman got rescued, she said she was having sex with up to 2 people a day. She was being held hostage for a whole month. A whole month. The woman said that the man would beat her, he would make her smoke weed, and he would smoke weed, and when he was high, he would beat her up the most, and that her only friend sorry, her only friend was TT. My friend's name starts with a T, so that's how the authorities linked together that she was involved in this event. And the woman said that TT was the only one that would like clean her up when she got beat up and would give her food and all this stuff, but at the same time TT was collecting money from her as well. Her and the boy were living off this poor woman who they had kidnapped. And my camera's always dying, so I'm sorry if I'm like in a different position than what I was at. Woman, she has a sister, and the sister saw an ad on Backpage for a girl that looked very, very similar to her sister. She had alerted the police. They had made up a fake little John or whatever to go and get her, and it was a sting operation, and they rescued the woman and they arrested my old friend and her boyfriend. Now, mind you, I want you to get like a grasp of how sick this woman was. She could not even count money. Just imagine if you're basically being sold into slavery and you're having sex with men for $100 for 30 minutes, I think the ad was, and you can't count money and they give you $1. Like, I watched the news and I saw my friend in a jumpsuit and handcuffs, and she really didn't look remorseful to me. I don't know, and I don't want to judge or anything, but like, I know her and I know that she's not a bad person, but it's just like, I don't give a fuck. Like, and this is gonna sound so vulgar, but you can have the biggest dick in the deepest pockets. That does not affect my moral compass. Like, I just don't see how like money could really make somebody that cold and heartless. And I know there was a side of her that knew that it was wrong, because she was TT to that girl, and she was trying to be the motherly person to that girl. So then I go on her Facebook right after I saw her on the news, and Kiera called me, and she was just having a blast. Like, she was going to the skating rink and doing all this stuff. Like, they've recently, I'm pretty sure her family deleted her Facebook profile because there was a lot of hate on there. One girl in specific that I remember was just saying how disgusted she was because she had a mentally challenged sister who she let TT be around a lot. So she was like, how could you, it's just so disgusting that not only would you kidnap somebody and sell their body for sex and condone it, but to do that to somebody who is mentally challenged or mentally disabled. Like, what do you guys think about this? Like, do you think that she's evil? Do you think like she was at the wrong place at the wrong time? What would you have done if you were in that situation, if a boy tried to like get you to do some shit that you weren't down with? Because like, everybody has a choice, in my opinion. Like, everybody has a fucking choice. So yeah, I just want to hear your comments below. If you guys want a follow-up story, I'll keep watching the news. They haven't gone to trial yet. They're still sitting in the fucking cells that they belong in. And trust me, when you do fucked up shit like that, people will beat your ass in jail. So I already know they're partially paying for the pain and suffering they put that woman through. But I just want to know you guys' comments below.